2 stories that absolutely, undeniably confirmed that LOA is everything. Long read but worth it. I've been on the journey of seeing and exploring LOA for the better part of a decade. This past summer began with a major turning point in my life. I had set out some enormous goals, and I've come to realize that I really had to dive into a belief and knowing of those goals in order to feel good, and the universe is effortlessly guiding me towards everything I want. I don't always feel it. I think that's always important to remember, when you've tasted the high of true knowing you are always vulnerable to the other end of the stick. But once you have those major aspirations, you can't go back. You either line up with it and feel good, or don't and feel bad. Completely freeing and terrifying at the same time. Both ends of the stick. Anyways, I'm glad I found this outlet and want to talk more about my experience, but specifically right now I want to share 2 stories from this past summer. There are many, but these stick out as how unbelievably intricate and complex this divine system is, how we can't possibly try to make human sense of it, and that's okay. Story 1. I work at a restaurant. Summers are pretty good money there, so I average between 100 and 200 in tips per shift. I work 5 times a week. I had some success with deciding I wanted to make certain amount in the morning and then making that exact amount. I remember trying for 150 a few times at the end of the week. Both days made exactly that. So I wanted to try a more specific game. I wanted to average 150 over the course of the 5-day week. I'm kind of limiting myself because it's very possible to have 200 or 250 days sometimes, but 150 was completely believable to me, no resistance to it. So that means I would have made exactly 750 after the week. Day 1 I made $140, day 2 I made $160, and day 3 I made $150. Perfectly on track. Then day 4 I only made $105, which meant that on day 5 I would have to make $195. So I go into day 5. It is not feeling like a $195 day, which was strange to me because I knew I had no resistance to it. There's no reason why it wouldn't be the case. The day finished and I made $140. I didn't beat myself up over it or anything. Maybe I just threw some resistance on the trail by recognizing it wasn't feeling like a big day. Oh well, I let it go. If you get a lot of card payments, many times we end with due backs, meaning at the end of the week you get all of your previous tips in envelopes. I did not have any due backs. As I was leaving, I wandered into the office anyways. I remember even thinking, why did I come in here? Another employee who is a friend and shares my name was getting his due backs. At the exact time I walked in they found a due back that had been accidentally addressed to him, but was actually mine. The amount, you guessed it, $55. I walked out that day with exactly $195, therefore exactly $750. And the fact that it happened in that kind of way, like what the duck. Story 2. I live in Vancouver, BC, so there's a lot of filming of TV shows. They usually film on the outskirts and in the studios, but occasionally you'll see all the trucks around downtown. They were relatively close to my place and setting up for the next day. I saw a security guard and asked what was filming. He said Supergirl, I think. I thought not much of it and kept walking. As I was walking I had this wonderful vision of bumping into Supergirl in her full costume in the alleyway behind my house. I thought of the fun, light conversation we would have, and me teasing her about the ridiculous outfit. It was fun and light, and totally lines up with the version of myself I'm trying to emerge into. I let it go. At this point there was no confirmation of anything other than the show Supergirl would be filming near my place in the next day or so. That means no confirmation she would be a part of the filming at all, let alone in costume. I've lived here a long time, there are a lot of superhero shows, I've never seen one of them in costume. Anyways, you can see where this is going. The next day I had forgotten mostly about it, walked home from work. Walked into my back alleyway and noticed down on the street there was a bunch of commotion. Went down to look, they were setting up for a big scene. I saw the blonde girl out of costume. I kind of lightly thought, oh well I guess my vision didn't come true. I turned and looked back to the alleyway, and the spot I had been standing 30 seconds prior, and there was Supergirl, full costume, and this spot was the exact spot where I had the vision of me bumping into her. In fact, her trailer was parked there. She was walking towards set, the other blonde girl was her stand-in. Did I walk up and have my conversation? No. She was with a large security guard. But the exactness of it floored me. I missed bumping into her randomly, by 30 seconds. Sorry if that was a bit long, but I hope these stories can be just some further evidence and inspiration. And the LOA is the ultimate law of the universe. The more we accept it, the more we experience it. Your reality is what you give yourself permission to believe. Like, follow and share for more.